Boker Tov, good morning. I'm Diane Augustine, and I wanted to take a few minutes this morning to share with you a prayer that's central to Judaism, and it's a prayer that I pray every day. The reason for that is this. When Yeshua, Jesus, was asked, what is the most important of all the commandments, his response was to say to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and strength. And that is what is central to this prayer. It's called the Shema, and that's the first element of the prayers that we're called to remember to love the Lord with all our heart, soul, and strength. And then Jesus also answered to love your neighbor as yourself. And there's no one that is closer to us regarded as far as neighbors as our children are. And they're very important because they're our future. So, it's really appalling and sad to think how poorly we've done a job of educating our kids in traditional mainstream Christianity today. We leave their education about the Lord to Sunday school teachers for maybe about an hour a week at the most, if they're not watching a video that's just for fun. And so our kids aren't being taught properly about the Lord. And honestly, for example, King David was a very good man and a righteous man after the Lord's own heart, and yet all his children turned away from him, turned away from the Lord. So evidently, I would think that perhaps he did not follow this commandment regarding teaching his children, that he left them to be taught by others. And that is what happens. If we don't teach our kids, they're not going to know. We don't teach them the Lord's words, they're not going to know them, and they're not going to be able to follow them with all their heart, soul, and strength. So, this is the prayer. It's from Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 9. And I usually sing it because it's just a whole lot more fun. You don't have to have the world's best voice. Obvious, you'll notice from my rendition. But it is fun, and I think that you'll enjoy the tune, and it helps you to learn it in Hebrew. I never was able to memorize scripture just learning plain English, because to me that was too boring. But now I make an effort to learn Hebrew. It's a lot easier because you have to go over it so many times in Hebrew. You just naturally are going to learn the English along with it. And so I've developed quite an extensive list of the Lord's words now that I've memorized, because I made the effort to learn it in Hebrew. And you might consider doing that if you're wanting to learn Spanish or French or whatever language you're interested in. Great thing to learn it in that foreign language, and then the English is going to come right along with it. So let me go ahead and share that with you, because the Lord's always with me throughout my day, and it makes my day a whole lot more fun, even if things aren't going right. Because as somebody pointed out to me today, that the Lord was there with Daniel in the lion's den. He didn't magically teleport Daniel out of there. He shut the lions' mouths. And so God was able to show his glory right there in the valley of the shadow of death. He was right there, and everybody got to see the miraculous happen because of Daniel's faith and his love for the Lord. So let's go ahead and let me do the Shema for you, and I hope it helps you. I'm going to go ahead and put Hebrew subtitles in both Hebrew and transliteration, if I can. At least I'll put the transliteration, and I will repeat it in English when I'm done. Okay, here it goes. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levecha u'b'kol nafshecha u'b'kol me'odecha. Ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anoki mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiptika beveteka uvlekteka v'derek ukshokbeka uvkumeka ukshartam leot al yedeka v'hayu letorafot beneneka uktavtam al mezuzot beteka ubihishareka. Hear, O Israel, you shall love it. Gosh, I can't believe I'm getting stumbled and messed up on. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words I command you today shall be upon your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children when you sit in the house and when you walk by the way, when you lie down and when you rise up. You shall bind them for a sign upon your hands, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. God bless and have a great day. Shalom.